Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss our environment, social science geography, class 7, chapter 4. And the chapter name is The Atmosphere. It's part 1 and part 2 will be described very soon. It is an important and interesting chapter. Let's start. At first, what is atmosphere? The atmosphere is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth, or the envelope of air that completely surrounds the earth is known as the atmosphere. The gravitational force of the earth holds the atmosphere around it. Basically, the atmosphere is a mixture of many gases like nitrogen gas, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, etc. and mixture of water vapor and tiny solid particles. The atmosphere is an insulating blanket which protects the earth from intense heat and light of the sun and also helps in living organisms to survive. All living beings on this earth depend on the atmosphere for their survival. And it's provide us the air like oxygen gas we breathe, and we all know without oxygen gas we cannot survive, and atmosphere also protects us from the harmful effects of the sun rays like ultraviolet radiation. And in the absence of the atmosphere, the day temperature of the earth would have been 70 degrees Celsius and night temperature would have been minus 145 degrees Celsius. So, life cannot survive in such extreme temperature conditions. And atmosphere is the mass of air that has made the temperature on the earth livable. Next, composition of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is mainly composed of three components. Number 1, gases. Number 2, dust particles. And number 3, water vapor. Now I am describing each and every components. Number 1, gases. The atmosphere comprises of many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, helium, hydrogen, ozone, and so many on. Nitrogen and oxygen are two gases which makes up the bulk of the atmosphere. Here, nitrogen gas constitute 78% of the atmosphere and oxygen gas constitute 21% of the atmosphere. And rest 1% of the atmosphere comprise of argon, carbon dioxide, helium, hydrogen, ozone and others. And its are found in lesser quantities in the atmosphere. On the right side, you can see a pie diagram. Here, a sky color represents the proportion of nitrogen gas, and this gas constitute nearly 78% of the atmosphere. Next, green color represents the proportion of oxygen gas, and this gas contributes nearly 20.9 or 21% of the atmosphere content. Deep blue color represents the argon gas, and this gas contributes 0.93% of the atmosphere. Next, red color represents the carbon dioxide gas, and it contributes only 0.03% of the atmosphere. And yellow color represents other gases, and it contributes only 0.17% of the atmosphere. And these are the gaseous element of the atmosphere. Next, nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas constitutes 78% of the atmosphere, and it is the most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. When we inhale, we also take some amount of nitrogen gas into our lungs and exhale it. Plants need nitrogen gas for their survival, and they cannot take nitrogen directly from the air. Here remember, some bacteria like rhizobium that live in the soil and roots of some plants and take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that plants can use it. And nitrogen gas also help to increase the soil fertility. These are the importance of nitrogen gas. Next, oxygen gas. Oxygen gas constitutes 21% of the atmosphere, and it is the second most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. All of you know that life cannot be survived without oxygen. So, humans and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. If there would have been no oxygen in the atmosphere, there would have been no life. And green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis, and in this way, oxygen content in the air remain constant. But if we cut trees, then this balance gets disturbed. And remember, increase or decrease of the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere may disturb the atmospheric balance also. And oxygen also helps in burning of fire. Thus, without oxygen, no fire could have been lit. Next important gas is carbon dioxide gas. And this carbon dioxide gas constitutes only 0.03% of the atmosphere. Green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and also release oxygen. The amount of carbon dioxide released by humans or animals seems to be equal to the amount used by the plants, which makes a perfect balance. But sometimes the balance is destroyed by burning of fuels such as coal and oil, and they add billions of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere each and every year. And remember that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, and the increased volume of carbon dioxide is affecting the Earth's weather and climate. Next component of the atmosphere is dust particle. Dust particles are also a variable element of the atmosphere, and it's present in the lower layer of the atmosphere. Basically, it's found in the desert area, seaside area, industrial town, and with volcanic ashes. It's also play a vital role in heat absorption, condensation of water vapor, and also occurrence of rainfall. Dust particles are also known as aerosols, and it reflect light and color of sun rays. So the sky is blue due to the presence of dust particles. Without dust particles, sunlight is not reflected back to the earth, and the earth would remain under darkness even during the day. So these are the importance of dust particles. Third and last component of the atmosphere is water vapor. The water vapor is an important component of the atmosphere, and it is the gaseous state of water. We all know life is impossible without water. So, the presence of water vapor in the atmosphere helps to cause rainfall and hence helps to sustain life on the earth. It forms cloud, rain, fog, hail, frost, etc. And it's also absorbs heat and thereby maintains heat balance of the atmosphere. Next important topic is greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, methane, carbon monoxide, chlorofluorocarbons, nitrous oxide, etc. are some greenhouse gases. And remember, amongst these, carbon dioxide is the most important greenhouse gas. On right side, you can see a pie diagram. Here, carbon dioxide alone contributes 84% to increase the greenhouse gas. The gradual increase of the Earth's temperature due to presence of certain gases in the atmosphere is known as greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide, methane, carbon monoxide release in the atmosphere and creates a greenhouse effect by trapping the heat which radiated from the earth. You can see a picture of greenhouse. Now question is, what is greenhouse? In temperate countries like European continent countries, agriculture is practiced in glass house, in which short wave sun ray can enter but long wave radiation cannot reflect back from this glass house. Thus, adequate temperature required for cultivation is maintained in this glass house. Therefore, this glass house is known as greenhouse to grow green plants. And remember, carbon dioxide, methane, carbon monoxide, chlorofluorocarbons, nitrous oxide all are greenhouse gas. And this gas absorb the heat and increase the temperature of the earth. Next, global warming. What is global warming? The gradually rise of atmospheric temperature is known as global warming. And greenhouse gases are mainly responsible for global warming. The major causes of global warming are: number 1, excessive use of fossil fuels like coal, oil, etc. in vehicles, industries and thermal power plants is increasing the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which leads to global warming. Number 2, methane is important greenhouse gas, and emission of methane gas from wetlands, waterlogged rice field, decaying organic matter, and which also leads to global warming. Number 3, use of nitrogen-rich fertilizer in agriculture, forest fire, etc. also increase huge quantity of nitrous oxide, which leads to global warming. And deforestation, which gradually increasing the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and so many other causes also responsible for global warming. Now, I am describe the effects of global warming. Number 1, due to global warming, most of the ice and glaciers of polar region and mountainous land will be melt. Number 2, due to this effect, ice melt water will add to the seas and oceans. As a result, sea level will rise and coastal regions will be flooded. And number 3, There may be huge changes in the climate of a place, and it's also leading to extinct or vanish of some plants and animals. And global warming also change in agricultural methods. This picture represents the present and upcoming effects of global warming. So be careful, all of you, and try to love your environment and all other living and non-living things, and try to reduce pollution and overuse of natural things. Now I am describing structure of the atmosphere. Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air which is called atmosphere. And our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers starting from the earth's surface. These 5 layers are: number 1 troposphere, number 2 stratosphere, number 3 mesosphere, number 4 thermosphere, and number 5 exosphere. Here you see a picture which represents the layers of the atmosphere. The lower layer of the atmosphere is called troposphere. Next layer is stratosphere, which lies above the troposphere. Next layer is mesosphere, which lies above the stratosphere. Next layer is thermosphere, and the last layer is exosphere. Now I details describe each and every layers of the atmosphere. All of you listen it carefully. Number 1. The first layer is troposphere. This is the lowest layer of the atmosphere, and it is most important layer, and this layer lying adjacent to the earth's surface, and average height this layer is 13 km. The air we breathe exists this layer, and in this layer temperature decrease at rate of 6.4 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters rise in height. Almost all weather phenomena like clouds formation, rainfall, fog, hailstorm occur in this layer. And remember, the upper limit of the troposphere is called tropopause. Number 2 layer is stratosphere. This is the second layer of the atmosphere, and this layer lies above the troposphere. This layer extends between 13 to 50 km, and temperature of this layer increases with increasing height. This layer is almost free from clouds, dust particles, and all weather phenomena. So, this layer is ideal for flying jet planes. One most important feature of this layer is that this layer contains ozone gas, and this ozone gas layer protects the Earth's surface from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. And the upper limit of the stratosphere is called stratopause. Number 3, third layer is mesosphere, and this layer lies above the stratosphere, extend between 50 to 80 km. Temperature of this layer decrease with increasing height, and remember, meteorites burn up in this layer on entering from the space. And the upper limit of the mesosphere is called mesopause. Number 4th layer is thermosphere, and this layer lies above the mesosphere and extend between 80 to 640 km. Temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height in this layer, and remember also, lower part of the thermosphere is known as ionosphere. This layer helps in radio transmission This is the fifth layer of the atmosphere and called its exosphere. Lies above the thermosphere and extend between 640 to 1500 km. Temperature of this layer also increase with increasing height. This layer has very tiny air, and this layer basically composed of helium and hydrogen gases. And lastly, remember, the uppermost layer of the atmosphere is known as magnetosphere, and it lies above the exosphere, which gradually merge into the space. To be continued, next part 2, elements of weather and climate, will be described very soon. Thank you all of you.